everyone, and welcome back to another JC TeaTalks podcast.
Today is our first episode of Season 2.
We will be interviewing famous wiffle ball player Tommy Coughlin.
Please subscribe to the channel and like this video, and make sure to enter this month's giveaway for a chance to win yourself some awesome Zest tea.
Now on to the podcast. Hello, Tommy. So if you were going to give anyone advice on how to become a professional wiffle ball player and in your position today, what would that advice be?
I think advice to anyone who wants to be a professional wiffle ball player is honestly just to have fun and start when you're young. Because when you're young, you have a lot of free time, and just have some fun with your friends. Go outside and play a lot. You gotta just play a lot and have fun with it. Get creative, and the more you play, the better you'll get.
Yeah, that is great advice, and I'm so happy that you said that because there are people that want to do what you do because it's really, really cool.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it wasn't like I was born super good at it, but we just were having fun as kids, and the more you play, the better you get. Just like anything, the more you do it, the better you'll become. So if you put your mind to it, you'll be surprised at how good you can get.
Yeah, definitely practice can definitely make perfect in any way. And why did you guys make MLW? Like, what inspired you?
So we would always play wiffle ball at Kyle's house in the front yard, and we just make our own teams or do two teams for a while, and then we discovered this YouTube channel when we were 10 called FT Wiffle, and they were kind of doing the same thing as we were. They were just playing games in their backyard, but they would film them and make it look really professional. So I remember Kyle showing me those videos and saying, "Hey, we should do this too." So I was like, "Yeah, sounds great. Let's do it." So we got ourselves a little cheap camera, and we got ourselves jerseys for both teams, and we started from there. That's kind of what inspired it from the beginning. It was all just about having fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, but that's so cool how you can just start really anything, like a whole wiffle ball league.
Yeah.
That is a great story, and it's very inspirational for anybody that wants to start something. They can do it.
Absolutely. Anything can happen. Just takes time.
Yeah, so when you're most challenged when you're playing wiffle ball, what keeps you playing wiffle ball?
I think for sure it's just, spending time with your friends is always great because it's a great thing that brings everyone together, even though we're all pretty busy now because we're older. And I think for sure now, too, like the following helps because, it'll inspire you to do a little extra practice or get to the game a little early to get ready when you know that there's going to be thousands of people watching in just a couple days when the video goes live.
That is really cool, and I completely agree. My friends really keep me going in sports also.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Whatever you got to find just so internal motivation to keep you going. But I think definitely having fans helps, being around your friends, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, me and Jake started a podcast here, and it's definitely just really fun to do and all of that. So when did you start playing baseball? And, do you like baseball more or wiffle ball more?
So I started, I was playing T-ball when I was probably 3 or 4, and then my first ever travel team I played on was when I was 8. So I was playing baseball, my entire childhood, and I think we started to pick up the wiffle ball. Actually, it started, believe it or not, with a tennis ball and a regular baseball bat. That's how we first played, and then we figured out that there's plastic toys we can use. But what do I like more? I mean, it's different. Wiffle ball was always more centered around fun, and I was a lot more serious in baseball, but same competitive side to me in both sports. But I think they both had a great role in my childhood.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's just so cool. Yeah, I mean, wiffle ball and baseball, they're both really fun. Wiffle ball is just fun to play with your friends and have fun, and then baseball is also fun and a little more serious.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I agree.
so, quick question. How do you mentally and physically prepare yourself for games? Because you are a professional wiffle ball player. Like, how do you physically, professionally?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely changed over the years, because at first when it was just, a couple teams, 2, 3, 4 teams, it was just a lot easier to be successful because I was usually one of the older ones and more athletic of the group, so I didn't have to prepare too much. It was all just about having fun then and winning the games. But now as the league has grown, it's definitely changed a lot. Like this year, even though it has been my best year, this is by far the most work I've ever put in. Like, I was pitching in my backyard like every couple of days just to keep my arm loose, try to get more accurate and get better. So a lot of preparation actually goes into it now, whether it's days before a game, hitting with my team, pitching to like a lawn chair, pitching to my friends, and then game day, getting there probably 45 minutes early, getting loose, and then throwing.
Yeah, that's
And
super
then
cool. And that's
plus along with that,
awesome.
like for me and Kyle, we're also in charge of, the videos too. So I'm also trying to manage, getting enough like footage of before the game, getting all the intros done and stuff like that. So it adds more stress to trying to coordinate everything.
Yeah, and I completely agree. It takes a lot of work, but the end product is amazing.
Thanks.
So, yeah, that's so cool. And like, how did you come up with the Mallards name and like team?
That's a great question because I think Noah and I have argued about this before. Well, I knew that when I came back, I didn't really want to go back to the Wildcats. I wanted to keep growing the wiffle ball league, so I knew it had potential to be something pretty cool. So then I knew Noah wanted to play, and I had other friends. So then I don't know how we came up with the actual Mallards name. I would like to say it was my idea, but I can't put that on my grave for sure. It may have been Noah, one of us two. But I designed the jerseys and the colors and stuff, and we all liked it, so we just stuck with it. And I don't know, I think it's a creative name, and I think the fans like it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really cool team, and really, it's just awesome to see you guys play.
Cool. Yeah, I think the fans
Yeah.
like the jerseys and stuff like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. The jerseys are amazing, and it's so cool that you designed them.
Thanks. I do my best. I'm no professional at that, but
So how has COVID-19 affected the MLW and your career?
it definitely affected MLW because there was a lot of uncertainty surrounding this summer. As things got more serious with COVID, we were really unsure about what was going on, and I was. It's tough because you have a lot of different opinions on the situation, right? So I was kind of concerned with getting things going. A lot of the players wanted to start playing right away, but I was scared of how it would look for the league. I didn't want to get anybody sick and be responsible, so it was definitely a challenging situation that we had to just talk through, me and Kyle, and figure out what was best. And I think what we ended up doing worked out pretty well. And luckily, COVID didn't affect our league too much. We all stayed healthy.
Yeah, and I agree. COVID has really affected all sports.
Yeah, and so like, how does it feel to play in the MLW league, and how did it feel to win your first ever championship?
It's definitely a really cool experience, and like it's hard to kind of get a perspective on it because I've always played in it since it was just us in the front yards. Like it's hard for me to know what it's like as a fan watching the league because I've always been a part of it. But I definitely appreciate it, and I know it's a special thing that we have going on. When I see our clips on ESPN and all over social media, so I definitely feel very lucky that I was able to help build this up with Kyle, and I'm proud to play in it. And winning my first championship, it was cool, and it definitely means more now because like when we won in 2017, like it meant a lot more because there's more teams and it was more competitive.
Yeah, definitely. I know that it's definitely more tricky to win a championship now with more teams, better players, and yeah, kind of all of that.
Yeah, so what obstacles have you had to overcome to like start the MLW, to play in the professional wiffle ball league? What main obstacles have you had?
I think just as we've gotten older, it's always challenging to kind of try to get, a lot of guys involved because people get busier, people have jobs, people have stuff going on with their families. So, it's definitely become a challenge to get people to stay dedicated and, just having people finding the passion. It's really all about finding players that are very passionate about the game and having fun.
That is really cool, and I like how you have the mindset of just having fun.
Yeah, that's the root of it all, man. That's the root of fun videos and that stuff that's fun to watch. Is just people having fun, being competitive.
Yeah, and do you want the MLW league to expand, like have more teams, players, and even more fans to watch?
I think, yeah, you got to keep expanding, because people will get bored watching the same stuff year after year, So I think it's always important to try and grow, whether that's on YouTube, whether that's within the league, more players, more tournaments, everything. I think it's always just important to keep growing and keep, pushing yourself to become bigger and bigger.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely the mindset for starting a league and all of that. I mean, you look at professional sports and they're always still moving around.
Yep.
players and teams.
Absolutely.
So, my final question is, how much time do you spend training to prepare yourself for games, and what do you do to train?
Yeah, so like I said, that really is a new part of the game for me because before I wouldn't really have to train too much because I was always pretty good at it, and I was just good enough compared to where the competition was. Just go out there and have fun and be successful. But now, as there's a lot more talent in the league with our new draft, we have a lot of new faces that are all really good at the game and really take it seriously. So now I'd say, I don't ever want to hurt myself and blow out my arm or anything, but I'd say I would pitch like a small bullpen in my backyard, maybe between like 40 and 60 pitches every 3 days throughout the summer just to keep everything loose, stay in shape, and just try and get better. So that was what my main preparation was. And on the hitting side, I'd get a couple of my friends and teammates out to like a local school and we'd hit every couple of days as well.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and I know, like, if you're a baseball player too, a lot of the time you're gonna be pretty good at wiffle ball if you go to it when you're a baseball player. So, like, what are your favorite sports, and do you like being the commentator for some MLW games?
Okay, good question. I think my favorite sports, I've always loved baseball because I played it my whole life. I played travel baseball. I played high school baseball. I'm not playing anymore, but, like, that was where most of my childhood was spent was on the baseball field. So baseball's always up there. I really enjoy college basketball. I think that's a super fun sport to watch, and I love, going to games at Michigan State where I go to school. It's a great time with my friends, and it's just good to see, like, that level of play because Big Ten has some really good players, and so does Michigan State. I don't watch too much basketball or hockey, but I still will root for my local teams, my Detroit teams. And college football I like. Pro football I'm getting bigger into now just because of fantasy football, and that's always fun. So, I like sports in general, but I'd say the big ones I like are baseball, football, basketball, college basketball. I don't watch too much NBA. And then in terms of commentating, I like it. I enjoy it. It's definitely like a challenge. I think it's harder than it looks. Like, Kyle makes it look very easy because he's done it so much compared to me. I'm getting better at each and every year, but it's not something I've perfected yet. But I enjoy it. It's a good challenge and mixes it up, makes the game more entertaining to watch because you're so engaged in it.
Yeah, definitely. That's really cool. And yeah, that was my last question. And yeah, I think it's very cool. I liked how you answered all of the questions. I think that it was very interesting to hear your perspective on some things that I never even knew. I mean, I've never played in a professional wiffle ball league, and I think it's just really cool.
Well, it's awesome. I appreciate you guys having me on the podcast, and I'm glad you guys started one. It sounds like you're having fun, and it's going well so far.
Yeah, thank you so much for having an interview with us today. We had a great time. I learned a lot of stuff about wiffle ball, and I love watching you, and it's so interesting. And I had no idea that you actually designed those amazing jerseys.
Kyle's done a fair share of them, too. I know Kyle designed the newest black Pred jerseys, but I did both the Mallard jerseys. I did, like, the original Wildcat jerseys back then, a couple of those gray ones. But, yeah, Kyle's gotten a lot better too at graphic design. I mean, I'm okay at it, but we do what we can to make stuff look as professional as possible.
Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me, guys. Have a good weekend.
So, yeah, that was a great interview with Tommy. Thanks to Tommy for coming on. That was really fun to see, to interview him and ask him questions and all of that. You can find MLW. That's the wiffle ball league that he's a part of. It'll be in the description below, and his Instagram will also be in the description below. The MLW Instagram will also be there because they post their second game live on their Instagram, so you can watch it live, the game live on their Instagram, if you want to check that out.
Yeah, I had an amazing time watching Tommy and listening to him today because I love watching wiffle ball, and it's so interesting to watch any game. I would highly recommend for you to go watch wiffle ball. In the link in the description, also, our YouTube channel and this video will be there, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video.
Yes, definitely, and go check out our Instagram. And yeah, this is our first episode podcast of October, which is very exciting. And go check out the giveaway too. I don't know if Jake just said that, but for some Zest tea.
Yeah, Zest tea is amazing. It's one of the best teas I've ever had, so make sure to enter that. Thank you so much for watching this podcast, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.